Welcome back to Maiko's Damn Delicious. Today is a special day. It is my wife Heather and I's 11th wedding anniversary. So I asked her yesterday what would she want for her meal, and she wants some smoked pulled pork and my grilled corn. And we're also gonna make some neat cocktails that she really likes. So let's get started. First thing first, we're gonna take a look at our pulled pork. It's a pork shoulder that I've rinsed off, cleaned, and patted dry. What I'm gonna do here, you'll notice, I want some fat, but I'm gonna do some trimming of this. I'm also gonna flip this over, and you'll see all this stuff. That's not good food to eat. So I'm gonna get this all trimmed up, cleaned up, and we'll be ready to inject it with our brine before we start cooking. So I'll be back once I have this all trimmed up. We got the pulled pork, the fat trimmed off. We kept a little because you gotta like that. It helps enhance the flavor. Now we're gonna finish off my brine, what I'm gonna inject into this. In here I've got almost a full bottle of the Mott's apple juice. Then I also put like a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. To that, I'm gonna add some of the Honey Hog barbecue season. A little bit of lemon pepper. And then I like to add, a little bit of the chili pepper. Here. Stir that up. It's all right. We got an injection needle that's got a pretty good hole in it, so these seasonings will go through. Now I recommend when I go to the spritzing part that you either strain out these peppers because it'll get blocked, or what I normally do is just keep a combination of the apple juice and apple cider by itself. No seasoning in the spritzing so it doesn't jam up the little spray bottle. All right, so we're good here. And from here, now all we're gonna do is start injecting this. I'm gonna pull up some of this juice, like so. And we just find the biggest parts of the muscle and just start putting it in there. You see that expand? So you wanna be careful. It's gonna be a little messy. It's gonna get, so we just wanna get all this good brine into these tendons, fill that up. That's why I recommend, I recommend a pan like this or a sheet pan that can catch some of the drippings. I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna fill it up. And once we're ready with that, we're gonna get the seasoning going. Back at it. We've got all the juice entered into this beautiful pulled pork, and we're ready to season it. Today we're gonna hit it with a few different things. Honey Hog, Meat Church, and Gospel Meat Church. This combination, really, really good. And then I always like to use some lemon pepper. So again, not really salt-based, not a lot of salt to it, more sweetness here. So apply liberally. If you have a really heavy salt-based rub that you like, be mindful of that. But again, this is a thick piece. We're gonna cook this for 6 or 7 hours to get it to where it needs to be. So I'm putting it on. It's gonna create a nice little bark. Pat it in here. There we go. We're gonna keep it on this side for about 10 minutes, let it soak in, then we're gonna get the sides in the bottom. Right. We got the pork shoulder, pork butt, all rubbed up, nice, injected with that excellent flavor. So now we're gonna put this on 225-degree preheated Traeger. We're gonna keep this on there probably an hour and a half when I first put it on there. Then I'll flip it for another hour and a half. Then I'm gonna wrap it all in foil and let it cook for another several hours till it is pulling apart with forks. We'll see how it's doing. All right, it's been about 3 hours later, and we're gonna check the temperature of this pork roast. Look at that. I have been spritzing it with my spritzer off and on for the last month. Did you see that nice bark on there? So we're ready to take this off, but let's check the temperature. We want to be at 205, and as you see there, we are at 147.6. Over here on the rib side, almost the identical. Okay, so we're still got some time left on that, which is good, because now I'm gonna transfer it over to our aluminum foil where it's gonna continue its cooking process to 205. And a little trick I wanna tell you that my brother Tom told me, because this is awkward to get with tongs, this big old pork butt. So what I do, and what he told me, is get these mittens, these gloves that he has, then put your nylon gloves over them, your vinyl, and then right here. Get time, you can easily pick it up, you don't burn your hands, no fuss, no mess. A lot better than or trying to get tongs and dropping it, no good there. So this is set. We're gonna bump this up to 250 now for the remaining possibly 3 hours. We're gonna get that up to 205. It all depends, so I'm gonna keep track. I'm gonna check it in an hour, make sure we get to 10. Bring it over here, final touch. Take some butter, spread that out nicely. Right over. Nice. Okay. Take this off. Now the final, in this little glass bowl here, I have a little brown sugar. This is the first salt I'm adding. It's a heavy teaspoon of salt. I have some lemon pepper, and I have my honey hog. So from here, you see this butter melting in. I'm just gonna sprinkle this over top. There we go. Again, won't take much, but just a final little basting here. Wrap it up. I have 4 pieces of aluminum foil so we can cross-reference each other here so there's no liquid that can spill out, because this is going to produce some juice. We got that turned back up to 250, nice and sealed. We have no air escaping. Let's bring it back over. Check back in about an hour, probe it, see where we're at. All right, 6 hours later, we are at 209, so that's perfect for me. We're gonna take it off carefully, bring it over. Towel, that old towel here, I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up nicely, and then walk over to the cooler. As long as you can wait, I'm gonna wait an hour, and it's gonna continue to cook, and it's hit the magic point where that collagen and that fat is now disintegrated and turning into that pulp. Oh, I can't wait to try it. So we'll open it up in an hour. The goods have arrived. It's been about an hour, so let's check it out. Oh man, my, I can still feel the heat from that. Oh, some juices. Look at that. Look at that. That smells good. Oh, look at it just pull apart. That is some hot stuff though right here. So what I do here is I take it over to a bowl and I'll do the final shredding. Don't forget this juice. This is all goods right in there. So now we're gonna let that cool down a little bit or else you'll scald your hands. But we are now just minutes away from pulling that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Shh, shh. Don't tell anyone. When my wife tastes this, she's gonna be very pleased. Very good. Look at that. Just shreds right off. Oh my goodness. All right, let it cool. We'll be ready to roll. All right. Would you take a look at this? This is cooled down a little bit, so now I can really pull it apart. And what I've done too, this is the first time I added salt to this, because you taste it. So I added about a teaspoon of salt, and then also added a little more honey hog, and just put it all together. That is it, along with the little juice that was at the bottom. And this is still, you can feel it, it's so juicy. But I like to do a final rinse with my hands so I can find if there's any fat pieces that if you bit into that, it wouldn't be good. So I'll finish doing that and then we'll plate everything up. Time to plate. Our favorite first meal when this is ready is to do a pulled pork sandwich. We got these unbelievably good hoagie rolls that are super soft and fresh. So we just cut those open. You can put whatever you want. We build a suit here. What I like to do, put some barbecue sauce on here. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little extra, I'll put a little mayo on there, but just there. Put some nice cheddar cheese or whatever cheese, provolone, whatever you like. And then we're just gonna stuff it full of perfectly seasoned. Oh yeah. Look at that right there. If you can wait, what we sometimes do is wrap this in tin foil and throw it on the grill just for about 10 minutes to let the bread heat up and warm and get steamed and then go. Or you can take a bite right now. That is damn delicious.